Okay, in this video I want to talk a little bit about student-tutor communication. What we want to try to avoid is a series of emails back and forth between tutors and their students. Primarily because we want to be able to keep all the communication between the two parties within the Moodle unit itself. The reason for this is one, that if there's any dispute in the future about what happened with the course, student questions, at least it is all archivable and it's there in the course. The other reason is because we're on so many different email systems, both as tutors and students, sometimes things go amiss, sometimes they don't get sent, or they get sent to junk mailboxes, and the student or the tutor can't find the communication, and a lot of miscommunication then happens. One of the ways that we're trying to stem these possible problems, as I said, is to keep the communication within the unit itself, within the course itself. Now, typically, at least at this stage, when you go into many of the units, what you're going to see is this, and I've pointed it out in previous videos. You'll see discussion forum, maybe you'll see a student chat there, you may or may not have session discussion forums. Now, what we'd like to see all of the tutors do is to go to more of this format, where you have a weekly announcement forum, ask a tutor forum, and a private discussion or private feedback / discussion forum. Now, you could either move to this format, or somewhere in between would be to just have a whole class discussion forum and ask Melissa forum, or ask the tutor, sorry, forum, and create your own private feedback discussion forum. What the private feedback discussion forum allows for is that each and every student would have their own private forum where only you and they can see the communication and the discussion threads within that forum. These forums in particular are good for two things. One, like I mentioned, to keep that communication within the Moodle unit. So if a student is having difficulties, or if the dog ate their homework, or if other unfortunate events happen and they want to communicate that to you, instead of sending you an email, they send you put a post in their private forum that you then can read and respond to, and no other student in the class can see that, thus keeping it private and confidential in that regard. The other good reason to have a private discussion forum is for the uploading of graded assignments. Now, yes, there is a grade book, and that's really good, and I encourage you to post their numerical grade in there, and perhaps if you want to put comments in the comments box, that's really handy as well. But depending on the type of unit that you're teaching, some feedback on assessments are much better accomplished by using the track changes and the comment tools that Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word provides. That way students can actually see their actual assignment and the comments and corrections within the assignment itself. Now, if you do that, and of course please always try to PDF it, if you do that with their actual assessments, there's no place in the gradebook itself for you to upload and attach that file, at least not yet. So in the meantime, what you can do is, of course, in the gradebook, put their numerical grade, and even in the comments form, which I'll show you in another video, you can say see feedback document in private feedback forum. That way the student can come into their private feedback forum that's just between you and they. You've attached the file, no different than when you attach the focus test feedback into a more general forum, and they can access the file there. So what do you do if you open your unit and you find that it's not one of the more updated versions that already has the private feedback discussion forum available to you? Well, here's what you would need to do. Go to the Turn Editing On again. I would put it in the main area up here. Go to Add an Activity from the menu, choose forum, type in private feedback / discussion. Okay. You need to have an introduction. Here you will find, here you will be able to speak with your tutor privately, as well as find feedback on your assignments. Now, if you look within the tutor training and go to your own private feedback area, there's some text within there that you can actually just, it's better written than this, you can just copy and paste it in here. But for the purposes of this video, I just typed something. Force everyone to subscribe. I would say no. I would put on read tracking for this forum. Again, maximum attachment at 64. Now, down here where it says group mode, this is very, very important. This is what makes it private or not private. This says no groups. If you leave it as no groups, everyone will be able to access this forum as a large group. But right here, you want to choose separate groups. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you how to make separate groups. But that's what you want. Save and return to course.